Hello everybody, this is Shady here, and yesterday at the Xbox Developer Direct, we had the most amazing news ever. So obviously, they showed that there was 3 games and a mysterious game, and then there was rumors going around that this is going to be a game from a Japanese developer, from a series that's been around for decades. So obviously everyone was thinking, probably going to be like Persona 6, maybe Final Fantasy, something like that. But no, it turned out to be friggin' Ninja Gaiden 4. Yes. 13 years later, we're finally getting a sequel to Ninja Gaiden 3. Yeah, so obviously the reason why this is such a big deal, one, obviously it'd been 13 years, like I said. And secondly, yeah, Ninja Gaiden 3 was kind of terrible, at least the original version. Yeah, and then basically it was so bad that like 6 months down the line they did an updated version called Razor's Edge, which originally came to Wii U and then other platforms, which improved things but still wasn't a great game. Yeah, it just didn't look great. But yeah, so obviously the first thing on the Xbox showcase, we see the classic Team Ninja kind of opening, you know, where it's like you see the water and then it rises to the mountain and then you see their logo. And then, yeah, obviously, then we see the trailer for Ninja Gaiden 4. And what looks really cool about this game is the combat looks as good as like 1 and 2. Pretty much the same sort of thing. Yeah, it just looks really solid. And this is being co-developed by Platinum Games, which is insane. The reason why that's awesome is because obviously they did a game called Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, which was basically their take on Ninja Gaiden. And these guys are very good at doing character action games. So yeah, I think this is going to be really good. Yeah, I'm super excited. Obviously, we got 2 new characters. There's this new guy called Yakumo or Yukomo or whatever his name is, who's like a younger ninja. And obviously Ryu Hayabusa's in it, and it looks like we play as both of them. And it looks like kind of the new ninja guy is going to get some kind of conflict with Ryu. So yeah, obviously, essentially looks like, so basically, if you guys don't know, the story is you had this guy called the Dragon Ninja, and like these demons who kind of, you know, took over, and Ryu's clans, or Ryu's clan are the ones who defeated them, basically. So in the first game, we have the Dragon Ninja. In the second one, it's like the Archfiends or something. And then the third one, there was like all these other different characters. And then it was just some guy in a V for Vendetta mask or something. That was very strange. But yeah, obviously this looks like it's a continuation from the previous storylines. So it looks like since the death of the Dragon Ninja, there's just been eternal reign. And I think he's about to rise back into power or something. So yeah, it looks like we're actually going to be fighting some of the original enemies. In the Ryu section, we saw a couple of the demons, like in the first game. I can't quite remember the name of them, but they're like those long, lanky-looking things that are kind of like pinkish color or something. But yeah, it looks really good. But yeah, what was awesome about it was obviously, yeah, they showed the trailer for it. They kind of went into it, you know, talking about the game itself. And the most insane part is it's coming out at the end of this year, which is insane. And not only that, it's coming to all platforms, you know, Xbox, PC, and PS5. And strangely enough, it was announced for PS5 at the Xbox thing. But obviously, you know, they're a third party now, so that's expected. And it's coming to Game Pass Day 1 as well for Game Pass players, which is cool. I'm going to be buying like the collector's edition or whatever. I remember when Ninja Gaiden 3 came out, there was a cool collector's edition that came with a statue of Ryu with the kind of like messed up arm he had in that version, or in that game. So I'm hoping we'll get something similar to that for this one. And then yeah, on top of that, there was kind of like a little, but wait, there's more, where they announced that Ninja Gaiden 2 is getting a remaster called Ninja Gaiden Black, which is awesome, and it was shadow dropped yesterday. Yeah, so that's available for Game Pass players. It's on Steam and PS5. The game is £40 or $50, I guess, for the American guys. And there's a bit of a disappointment because obviously I heard Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and a lot of us were just expecting them to redo the 360 version, but unfortunately it's not that. Obviously, first of all, the game is redone in Unreal Engine 5, so it has graphics that are as good as any game right now. Does look really nice. Art direction-wise, it's a little different, so it might be a bit hit and miss. But yeah, obviously this is basically Sigma 2 with the gore from the original game and updated visuals, and I think some of the little tweaks. The game is available to play at 4K 60 or 120 frames, has ray tracing, all sorts of cool up-to-date features, which is really good. Yeah, obviously, you know, playing at 120 frames at a game like this will be pretty awesome. And obviously, yeah, this has, you know, PS5 Pro support as well for people who own that system, you know, and is, like I said, available on Game Pass as well, which is awesome. It just looks really good, if I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, a little bit disappointing because obviously they kind of explained things. So the thing with Ninja Gaiden 2, the original version, the game was kind of designed around having a tremendous amount of enemies, like you can have 10 plus enemies coming at you at once. You're basically constantly under pressure with enemies, and the levels are kind of designed around that. But then when they did the PS3 Sigma version, the PS3 couldn't handle as many enemies, so they cut it down. So you kind of fight sort of 3 or so at a time, like you did in the original Ninja Gaiden. But unfortunately, because the levels are quite big, it made the levels feel very kind of empty because of that. I've heard there's kind of I haven't played this version yet, but apparently it's tweaked some things in the levels. So maybe, you know, it kind of adjusts for that. Yeah, so, I mean, it's still really cool. Unfortunately, not the definitive version. But obviously you can still play the original Ninja Gaiden 2 backwards compatible if you want on the series systems and Xbox One or original 360. But it's still really cool to have an up-to-date version. Obviously it's still better than the like normal Sigma version. Obviously I think this also re-adds the co-op missions, because basically the PS3 version had the co-op missions that you could do, and obviously you had missions with Momiji, Rachel and Ayane, which have been restored. Well, you play as them in the co-op mode, as well as Ryu, I think. Yeah, obviously those were removed from the Sigma Plus and the Master Collection version, but they've been restored to this one, which is kind of cool. So, it's still better than that version, which is cool. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all there is. Really excited for this release, cannot wait to play it. Yeah, I just can't believe it. I mean, in my opinion, these style of character action games are the best. There's been this really annoying thing where, you know, post Dark Souls, like third-person action games have just been Souls-likes, and they're cool enough games, but the combat fucking sucks in those games, and I don't like them personally. I mean, Nioh and Wukong are really good, the Team Ninja style ones, but like, I mean, they're cool like games, but the combat always sucks in those games. So much better in this. I prefer this fast-paced combat where you actually have to, like, you know, your attack's not instant. Because like a lot of the difficulty in the Souls games, I'm gonna annoy the Souls players now, but a lot of the difficulty in the games are from the like input delay and like just enemies doing ridiculous damage. Whereas, you know, these games are difficult but a fair challenge, unlike those in my opinion. But that's just what I think anyway. I mean, you can disagree if you want. But yeah, just excited to see the game. You know, we're not going to get Bayonetta 4, obviously, but I mean, you never know, we might do. But yeah, let's hope we get Devil May Cry 6 soon. I mean, we've got Honor Mission coming out next year as well. But yeah, it's really cool to see some of these old franchises revived. Who knows what might happen? You know, we've already had these 2 announcements. Maybe Half-Life 3 might finally happen, you know? Who knows? Can't think of anything weirder than that. But yeah, anyway, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.